Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video you're going to see a top stock retention shuffle. Yeah, or a shuffle that maintains the order of the top few cards.
The Great Woo, the Great Woo Ding, the Great Woo Ding's gonna do a thing.
So there are many top stock retention shuffles that I know of, and if you're anything like me, you only use one or maybe two. So here is possibly a third that you could add into your arsenal and use to fool and deceive people. Yeah, that's what we're about, isn't it? Fooling and deceiving people in an entertaining way. Not for malicious motives, but as a way to bring joy into a world which lacks it. Right, here we go then. Here is the shuffle. It's a basic overhand shuffle. I always like a good overhand shuffle, and I always like an official triple cut, and that's it. That is my top stock retention shuffle, which I had the kings, the queens, and the jacks on the top. So hopefully they're still there. Kings, queens, and oh, I've kept them all. Look at that: kings, queens, and jacks. And you can do this in a variety of ways. Actually, you can start with a cut and then go into your shuffle. It doesn't have to be a triple cut. It could just be a single cut that maintains your kings, your queens, and hopefully even your jacks. Or of course, whatever you put as a top stock. It could just be the four aces. It could be an entire suit of 13 cards. You can do that with this. But a clump of cards on the top, this shuffle will maintain. Right, I'll talk you through it. So, we all know, probably, possibly, this top stock retention, and this is the one I have been using forever, whereas you take the first clump of cards, your top stock, and then you in-jog a single card, I'll exaggerate for camera, and then you shuffle the rest on, maybe in a haphazard, messy way. You square up, and then you shuffle again by grabbing this in-jogged card, pressing up when you square, so you're catching a break, and then here's your top stock, which is now at the bottom. You shuffle normally the portion of cards that are on top normally until you get to your break, and then you put your top stock, guess where? That's right, back on top. And that is the top stock shuffle that I've been using most of the time until I came up with this, which it does the same thing, arguably not as well as that. So use it if you want. But here's how it does it. It does it in such a way where you don't have to have a break, but you have a jog instead. Not a run, don't worry. No, you don't have to get a sweat on to do this. But here's how it works. You take your first shuffle, is your top stock, so make sure you've got it, but also make sure that your fingers stick out. Your fingers protrude. They protrude from the side of the pack, because on your next one, you're pulling off these cards in such a way where they spill over and that you can hold them with your fingers. So now you've not got a break, but you're holding a jog, and then keep shuffling in such a way where some cards turn over if they want to, and it's messy at the end, but you've still got your jog there. Now, on squaring up, you turn your jog into a break. So now I've transferred that from an out jog, a side jog, to a little finger break. And then you could just cut at your break and complete the cut, or cut half of your what's now at the top, then cut the rest, cut at your break, and then put your top stock back on top for a triple cut at the end. So the top stock retention shuffle that I showed you that I've been using doesn't need cutting. It just needs a shuffle and then another shuffle. This version, you need a shuffle and a cut. So it should be called, actually, if you want to be pedantic, a top stock retention shuffle and cut. Yeah, that should be its official name. Top stock retention shuffle and cuts. There's a mouthful. So you can, going back to my one, you can start it, as I said, with just shuffling off your first packet, making sure, of course, that the first packet doesn't do that, because you need your little fingers. No, you need all of your fingers, be them little or long, sticking out, protruding. And a way to get around that is maybe do your first one with gravity, as opposed to doing it horizontally, because the danger of doing it horizontally is that might happen. Yeah, so maybe do your first packet more vertically, and then start continuing the shuffle, go horizontally, and then that will happen if you make it happen. Yes, square up, change your jog to a break, cut at the break, and there's your top stock. There are 2 kings, right? There's another and a 4th. Trust me, the queens and jacks will be there as well. Now you could start this shuffle and cut with a cut, making it a top stock retention cut, shuffle and cuts, if you so desired. So you could charlier, for example. There's your top stock. Charlier it to the bottom, so you're sending the top stock to the bottom, and whilst you do that, you're immediately grabbing the rest of the pack to start your shuffle. Look, there you go. There's your jog, and then complete your shuffle and do the rest as I've already explained. Square up, getting your break, and then cutting at the break, putting your top stock back on top. So let me show you that again. Charlier your top stock, bring the random cards to the top and immediately grab them and start the shuffle. Yeah? Hope that's clear. Square up, getting your break, cut at your break, and you have got your top stock. Well, there it is, look. Oh, still got all 4 jacks. There you go. I've done it a few times and I've managed to maintain, what's that, 12 cards. There you go. So that is my top stock retention shuffle, or my top stock retention shuffle and cut, or if you want to go the whole hog, it could be my top stock cut, shuffle and cut retention thingy-majiggy. Yeah, so there you go. Watch that back if that didn't make sense, but there you go. That is my cut, shuffle, retention, cut thing. Yeah, I'm going now. Talk too much. I have been Mark Wooding, or the Great Woo.
The Great Woo, the Great Woo Ding, the Great Woo Ding just did a thing.